Hey, welcome to my bi-monthly Patreon Q&A. Let's do this thing. Holden S. asks, the Melania video has me wondering, with all the talk of music, of course, what kind of music does Big Joel like to jam on? Who are your personal favorites and your recent obsessions? You know, I'm not going to reveal my whole music taste to you right now, because I think that's something that sort of belongs to me and God. But I'll give you one glimmer, which is that, you know, I try to learn French. I try to learn and study French just a little bit every day. And I got it into my head that if I listened to a song in French over and over and over again, so that the song appeared English to me, such that I could really fully understand it, and it was, in fact, as understandable as English to me, then I would be a perfect God. And the song I chose to listen to is called Un Homme Heureux by William Sheller. And it's just so melodramatic and great.
Pourquoi les gens qui s'aiment sont-ils toujours un peu les mêmes?
Pourquoi les gens qui s'aiment sont-ils toujours un peu les mêmes? Pourquoi les gens qui s'aiment? Kim Steens asks, do you have any more good short stories to read us? I'm not sure. I think that I've written maybe 10 to 12 short stories that I've not read you guys. Let's find out. I'll read you one right now, but if it ever gets published in a book, you can't be mad at me about it. This one's called Time Slow. This is never before seen. We heard on the news yesterday that time was slowing down, and the news anchor said, little by little, everything will get a bit slower until 1 minute feels like 2, 5, 20. You get the idea, and we don't know when it will stop. At first I was excited. Perhaps I thought I could get more reading done this way, a book finished every day, then every hour. But you, who always seems to learn the news before I, told me the ugly truth. You'll read the same amount, you said, but the books will feel longer and you'll get bored of them and you'll be stuck reading. Already things feel drawn out. I went to the grocery store the other day and it felt like a marathon. I touched an apple to gather its ripeness and I lost myself in the texture. I wondered how many had already felt this apple between the picking and the processing and the stalking and the grubby hands of other shoppers. Could it be thousands? The thought repulsed me. That felt like 5 minutes. What will it feel like in 2 weeks or a year? Mushy apple and already rotting and still in my hands. In this way, I suppose our choices will become permanent, will finally mean something. You kiss me and I think it wouldn't be so bad if this lasted an hour or an afternoon. You like to take long walks to keep yourself busy. You're always working on something new or talking to somebody, and I hope privately that you'll take this opportunity to leave all such things behind. Perhaps when a second is a year, you will want to spend it with me and nobody else. The world will be tiring and you'll give up on the fight and you'll come home. That is one of my stories that I haven't read you guys. And I have a good number of those. Maybe you enjoyed that or maybe it disgusted you. What do you order at a cafe? Cappuccino, please. Cappuccino. Je voudrais un cappuccino. I say it in French no matter what. Je voudrais un cappuccino, s'il vous plaît. Pourquoi les gens qui s'aiment? Ren asks, what are your favorite Ghibli movies? You know, Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke and Pompoko and Princess Kaguya. Those are the two directors that I know a lot of their movies and seen all of them, I think, and those are their two best movies each. I have allergies as fuck, dude. What do I think of human relationships with robots/AI? I don't have an opinion on people having relationships with AI. I know that's crazy, might sound crazy. I mean, obviously the thought of it sounds a little bit strange to me, and at this moment in history, it would seem that they're having a relationship with nobody, right? They're having a relationship with a soulless little machine that isn't actually capable of thought or love or anything like that. But then I suppose I don't judge that inherently. You know, if they want to chat with the machine and they want the machine to say, I love you, I'm going to give you a little kiss. You know, that seems like it could be okay, or it could be really bad. I don't really have a strong sort of intuition on it. I don't have a strong intuition on most things. I think it's maybe what people enjoy about my videos, that I'm not out here just having thoughts about all of it. You know what I mean? It seems like it could be fine for somebody to say I love you to the robot, and it seems like it could be really corrosive to the human spirit. It seems like it could be one of those two things. I don't know. maybe more likely to be corrosive. Lesty asks, if you had to go back in time and remake one video of yours, which would it be? Are there any videos you feel like had the opportunity to be great, but that the video you made wasted it? Okay, so my genuine answer to that is no. I don't think about remaking my videos. I don't think about my wasted potential. I don't think about stuff like that. I know that sounds kind of strange, but when you've been making videos, I've been making videos for, it's coming on 9 years now. In a month it'll be 9 years. It's like there's just so many videos I've made, and I've covered so many topics, and really, like, it's the same process. I'm still working at the same thing, which is just being interested in media and talking about it in constructive and interesting ways. And I don't look back at any of my videos like, oh, that one should have been so fucking good, and it wasn't, because it's like, I don't know, I just had different goals, right? Like I made a video about Moana. It was my second video, and it was truly horrid. Like, it was a really bad video. I reference Joseph Campbell's Hero of a Thousand Faces in the video, which if I'd seen that today, I would call it hack. I mean, it's just genuinely a very hack thing to do. But it's like, would I make that video again? Would I be like, I really need to give my thoughts on Moana, and I wish I had been myself to have no, not really. I don't really, it doesn't bother me any. I don't watch the video, and the video doesn't watch me. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal. So I don't need it. I think if I had to remake any video, it would be my video about The Room, not because I dislike that video. While I can recognize the ways in which it's completely amateur today, it was a real triumph for me at the time, but it would just be fun to remake my first video. Dimitri asks, what do you suppose is probably the typical age range of your audience, completely ignoring stats provided by YouTube/Google? I imagine that my audience is filled with like mid-20-year-olds, but with a lot of like college people. So I think there's probably a lot of college kids who are interested in the Big Joel verse. Thoughts on Obsession the movie? Jacob asks. Liked it. Thought it was good. Thought it was funny. Thought it was entertaining the whole time. So it was good. Very impressed by the fact that they made it for $750,000. I can't imagine having that amount of talent. I mean, it's really well acted, well shot, well performed. I haven't seen The Back Rooms, but I do suppose that I'll end up thinking of it as the best of the YouTuber trinity when I do get around to seeing The Back Rooms, because it's better than Iron Lung. And that's no shade to Marky Moo. I know the Marky Moo heads are fucking coming out. They're freaking out right now. No, don't fucking Markiplier, settle down. Why the choice to never cite theorists like Foucault? Also, what do you think of like the big theorists, Baudrillard, Foucault, Gramsci, Butler, etc.? I'm not going to answer that second question. Like, what do I think of all of the theorists? Like, I don't feel like I'm qualified to give an answer on that. Like, I went to college, I studied these people, some of them. I could probably give you a decent rundown of the critical theory game, but I don't feel qualified to like lay judgment on like these intellectual characters in a Q&A YouTube video. So I'll answer the first question. Why the choice to never cite any of these theorists in my videos? Well, there's two reasons, I guess. The first is that I'm not citing them, right? The first is that I'm not consulting with their work to come to the conclusions that I come to, so that it just doesn't come up. But that sort of leads one to the question, why don't they ever come up? And I suppose the answer is, I don't know, do you really want to like watch a YouTube video to be like, there's a book and there's a guy from 1930 who told everyone that culture was bad and blah, 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 power dynamics. And, is this really why we watch YouTube videos, or do we watch YouTube videos to hear what people have to say? You know what I mean? To hear what thoughts the guy has. I guess I just think it's a little bit more fun and exciting, potentially, for me to give my opinions, my thoughts on a material that doesn't feel weighed down by a need to hew to some tradition of critical theory that people will disagree on and debate whether I'm representing these theorists correctly. I don't think what I do is school. You know what I mean? It's not school. It's YouTube. It's for people to enjoy and maybe get something out of, right? But I don't have these like highfalutin aspirations, if that makes sense. God, my eye is completely fucked up from my allergies. Fucking ding dong. Okay. That's a good number of questions for now. I'll be back in 45 days, not 2 months, because I was late on this Q&A. Okay, bye.